Today we're going to talk about a very specific drink that can help you unclog your arteries. And this relates all the consequences that happen when you have damage to your arteries. High blood pressure, clots that can develop that can actually turn into a stroke, and heart attacks. One of the big root causes for plaquing in the arteries, especially heart attacks, is this thing called endothelial damage. What is that? Look at the inside of an artery. There is this single layer of cells. It's called the endothelial layer. Now let's talk about the one drink that can help you. It's basically using cacao powder with high flavonols. Maybe you've heard of cocoa powder. That is roasted cacao. So this is from the raw bean, and this is the stuff that they make chocolate from. But when you have this barely refined raw product, you have a ton of these flavonols, which are basically plant chemicals that have a lot of antioxidants and a lot of cool properties, which I'm going to explain to you. But cacao powder acts just like exercise in a cup. In one study that they did, they compared vasodilation or blood flow through the artery from cacao powder and compared that to a medium exercise. Now, one of the things that I do in the morning, I actually put a little scoop of beetroot juice powder with it. It adds a really interesting taste. I like it, but beetroot itself is probably one of the highest things with nitric oxides. And so a couple ways to take this. You can just take it as is, mix it in some warm water, drink it in the morning, but make sure that it's not at the same time as you're drinking coffee. And now, sometimes I will mix it with my coffee, but most of the time I don't, because the caffeine in the coffee, unless you're doing decaf, can interfere with the full benefits of nitric oxide. Okay, because caffeine tends to vasoconstrict, and we're trying to create a vasodilation. So the best thing to do if you want the best results, especially for the arteries, is to have it 2 hours before your coffee or 2 hours after your coffee. But if you just want more cognitive benefits, okay, without the heart benefits, then just put it right in your coffee. And so sometimes I'll add the beetroot powder to it, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll add a little pinch of sea salt or even a little scoop of magnesium glycinate to get my magnesium, because that's one nutrient that I really benefit, and also it's just good for the heart. And the last point is, you don't want to put cacao powder in boiling water. It can be in warm water, but when you have it in boiling water, now we're heating it up because this is a raw product. I also recommend if you can get an organic version, it's just a little bit better because they use sprays in certain countries that they get this from.